One of the biggest upgrades we're going to be seeing on the new iPhone 15 Pro Max or the iPhone 15 Ultra is a new camera lens that will give us a 6x periscope zoom and a 30x digital zoom. Today I want to talk more about this with all the latest reports we have in about it. We will also go over a summary of the latest features we know about and also share those important details of the iPhone 15 Pro Max release date and price. So first of all, a major change that is looking to come from previous iPhones is a new name for the top range iPhone 15. Currently, we use the Pro Max name, but this year it may get replaced by the name of the iPhone 15 Ultra. We already now have the Ultra name in an Apple M chipset and also in the Apple Watch Ultra. Also, other rival companies like Samsung and Xiaomi use the Ultra name already, so it does make sense for Apple to start naming their top layer iPhone models with this name as the iPhone 15 Ultra. So, as we start 2023, there are already lots of leaks and rumours out there for the iPhone 15 models. So, let's talk about one of the biggest upgrades, and that is a periscope zoom for the iPhone 15. Now, we've heard for a few years that Apple are working on a periscope zoom for the iPhone, and it looks like it's finally coming to the top range iPhone 15 this year on the iPhone 15 Pro Max or the iPhone 15 Ultra. We've had a report coming from Ming-Chi Kuo who has told us that Apple are ready to finally release a periscope zoom for the top model iPhone, and this will give us a 6x optical zoom and the ability up to a 30x digital zoom. This will be a massive leap as the current iPhone 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max only gives us a 3x optical zoom and up to a 15x digital zoom. So effectively everything will be doubled. It is believed that Apple will be using some similar techniques to what Google have done by offering machine learning abilities to correct photos and videos at a high zoom, especially when you're using that digital zoom capability. Kuo has told us that the iPhone 15 Pro Max or the iPhone 15 Ultra will also be the only model to get this, and again this means that this top range model will be distinguishing itself from other iPhone 15 models. So if you do want to get this great zoom capability, you will have to spend out a bit more cash on getting the iPhone 15 Pro Max or the iPhone 15 Ultra. Now, before I continue on, now is a good time more than ever to mention that all reports and leaks that you are seeing here are not 100% proof that they'll be coming with the new iPhone. I can only present to you of what reports or information out there and renders on based on the information, as you can see here, of everything that we've been told so far. So the final iPhone may not look like this. However, if you've been watching this video, then you are as curious as I am in knowing what is being about said the next iPhone anyway. So let's do the release date and price next. So it is still super early to talk about the release date. However, based on the last sort of 6-7 years of iPhone release history, we have a rough sort of idea of when the iPhone 15 will come out. If we go way back to 2018, we saw the release of the iPhone XS and also we saw the release of the iPhone XR. The XS came out on September 21st, but the XR came out on October 26th. And then moving to the iPhone 12 models, the release dates for this was October the 23rd and November 13th. And the main reason behind this was definitely because of COVID in 2020. But as you can see here with these 2 years of examples, you can see that mainly the release date has been the end of September to the end of October time, with the main exception of 2020, like I said, because of COVID. However, back in 2021, we got the iPhones back on their main sort of schedule, and the release was the end of September with all 4 models of the iPhone on September 24th. Then last year in 2022, the iPhone event happened on September 7th, and that the pre-orders started a few days later on Friday, September 9th, and then some of the iPhone 14 models were in our hand a week later on October 16th, all the way to October 7th. For 2022, the event for the iPhones happened a little bit earlier than the last few years. but it's not unheard of. So for example, the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus also came out on the same day. Well, the announcement was the same day, what was September 7th back in 2016. But I think you're getting the overall message here for the iPhone 15. It's targeted to come out around mid-September this year for the release, and probably the actual event will happen about a week or so before, unless there is a massive problem with components, or let's say another pandemic happens, for example. So next of all, let's do a summary of everything we know so far, including the price for the iPhone 15 all the way up to the iPhone 15 Pro Max or the iPhone 15 Ultra.